Greetings and welcome. It has been quite a while. I am Craig DB and I've not been playing Minecraft for quite a while, so I haven't made any movies recently. But this game is something that a friend of mine introduced me to. I took one look at it and I had to be a part of it. As you can see by the screen now, we're looking at the main menu. It is beta version 3. We are not in a full release of this game. It is supposed to come out in December 16. Bit of history. This game called Elite is a game I used to play a long time ago, about 30 years ago. It was a revolutionary game back then, and when I saw that this game was coming out, I just had to be a part of it. Now, I've done a very basic go of it just before recording, and I decided to hit the ground running, so you're watching me pretty much from the start trying to play this game. I'm going to go into the tutorials right now, and this video will pretty much just go through some tutorials on how to play this game. Docking is the first part, which I've already done, but that's about all I have done so far. So as you can see, Recruit. This training simulation will take you through the basic pre-flight checklist, followed by standard docking procedures. Take it nice and slow, rookie, and remember basic starport law. Always request docking permission before entering the port. Avoid loitering and keep your weapons checked. This game is pretty serious like that. When you get into the game, you can just be a trader, you can choose to be a pirate if you wish, you could be a bounty hunter. There's all sorts of open semi-sandbox kind of conditions with this. You will see here that this is the very basic starting procedures. I've kind of got the hang of it so far. You can see that we've got some starting points down in the center here. I'm just going to get going through it right now, so I'm going to return to the surface, ready to release my ship and go through the training procedure. The original game of this was just a wireframe three-dimensional process, so as you can see, this game has been really prettied in the latest version just because of the capabilities of modern computers. When I first played this game, a friend of mine introduced me to Elite, and it was back in the early to mid 80s. I am just going to go to the launch procedure, and we're going to start heading out the door now.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Now, it is a flight simulator, very much so. So, whoops. As you can see, I just hit the ground a little bit as I was taking off. I am still a rookie at this game. I'm just learning how to play it. The game initially didn't have this internal docking port when I used to play it. What you see in front of us is the docking port area out to the external of the space station. You never really got to fly inside the space station, so already I'm seeing massive improvements and changes from the original. The original was just a wireframe, as I said, but it was more about the game dynamics of a flight simulator and trading, lots of planets to work with. It was all about making money to improve your ship, all of that sort of thing. It was so impressive in the days. In fact, now we're just going through the gate now, and we'll see a checkpoint to say that we have passed the first part. Here we go, objective completed. You'll see it says a trespass warning there for a few moments and it has disappeared. As it said to begin with, always request docking permission, otherwise you'll be considered a trespasser and they will fire upon you. Much the same, if you shoot at this space station, they will retaliate. It's some pretty serious stuff going on there, and that was always the way in the original game. I remember the best way to become a fugitive was just to turn around and start shooting at the station. Now, I've actually still got my thrust on there, almost ran straight back into the station. I'm going to back it up a bit. Otherwise, I would have entered the docking bay unauthorized. So a few of the points here is, and I'm still just getting started on it, so I'm still learning, but I've learnt that I've got some basic navigation and transaction information here. I've got a little bit of a chat panel there. I don't know much about what that does yet. I've got a close-up of my radar. That is the radar area that you can see there. As I move around, it'll show where my docking position is. That line going up and down gives you your vertical reading, very much the same as the original game and the way it worked. All of that is just a little bit enhanced graphically, but is fundamentally exactly the same as the original game. Now, the original game, as I was saying, back in the day, it was on a friend of mine's BBC microcomputer. It was also available on the Commodore 64, and the main reason why I was so interested in this game now is because when I first played it, I looked at this game and went, wow, if there was only a way we could get all our computers to talk to each other and play this game against each other and with each other in teams and against each other, and basically what is now considered MMO concepts. I'd never even heard of the internet back then, but I was thinking, wow, what can we do to make this happen? And finally, they've released a version of Elite that allows that. Once I get into the game, it is a multiplayer game. You can play in teams and whatnot, and that is the main reason why when I first was introduced to this, I was like, I want to be a part of it. It's why I even just went out and went, demo version, I don't care, I'm getting involved. I didn't want to wait until the full release came out. So now, I'm just going to get a little bit closer, just throttling up there. You can see on the, next to the radar, you can see on the right hand side is my throttle. I'm currently at throttled up to 9. Hit it back to 0 again, and that will make me stopped again. Now, the actual space station is rotating, creating an artificial gravity. That's why you'll see this rotation going on. I'm constantly rolling my ship to keep in sync with it. Now obviously there's a lot of physics going on where I'm floating in space, it's floating in space. Nothing is perfect. There's no simple way of doing things on this. It is a real simulator. I'm finding that already. It's very tricky to try and just get stationary right next to the place. There's always some sort of drift going on. So I guess the first thing I need to do now is I need to bring up my comms again, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go here, transactions, contacts, and from here I can now go request docking.
Request granted.
Okay, I'm now permitted to dock. They will not consider me a trespasser now if I enter the ship. I want to slow up a little bit there. I was going in a bit fast. This is not as easy to control as it might look. Now I'm using my mouse to move side to side there. I've changed my controls a little bit. Initially the side to side on the mouse was creating the roll. I've changed that and made my Q and E the roll. You'll see a highlighted spot over there. It's saying proceed to landing pad 44, which is this highlighted one over here. If I roll around, you'll see the number 44 up above it. So that's where I'm heading for now. So once inside, this is all new. This was stuff they didn't have in the original game. You just had to make it to that other area, but it was a lot harder to get into that rolling entrance in the previous game. It's a lot easier on this version. Once you get to a certain point, I notice that it will change into like a docking procedure where you've got to line yourself up over the top. Here we go now. You've basically got to line yourself over the top of here. This gets a little bit tedious, but I'm sure as I get better at it, it will become easier. I want to get a little bit lower, I think. And I just basically, my forward back is correct. I've just got to get a little bit of my side to side in lock. And then it should just take over and automatically dock me into the position. You hear the radar saying I'm getting closer and closer. And you'll see there's a line above my ship on the radar there, and the line going down to a little circle that actually tells me where my position is in regards to the actual docking bay. Get that circle in the middle. There we go. I'm now centered. And I must be too high. I don't know what's going on, why it's not allowing me to dock quite now yet. And get it in the middle of the circle there. Now I'm just going totally out of control. Wait a second while I get this under control again. And just roll it a bit around again. Now let's just... Oh, it is so close, it is so close. Here we go. I'm not quite locked, I'm not quite locked. It so wants to be there. This is so not easy. It was easier the first time I did it. I got there, I did actually complete this positioning. I don't know why it's not allowing me to lock on this time. I've actually just hit the ground again. That's how close to the ground I am. That should be bang on. It should just allow me. Whoa, I'm hitting the ground. Of course, I've put inverse mouse on, and I'm getting used to the fact that I've got my inverse mouse on. It's being very tricky. There we go. I have just docked. I'll go back to the tutorials again, and we'll go for something else. We'll go for some target practice this time. Now we're going into unknown territory. I have not done any of this work yet, so we'll see how we go. Heads up, Greenhorn. This is a weapons hot simulation. Your mission is to locate and destroy all toxic waste canisters in the zone. Remember to read faster so that you can actually see what you're doing. Deploy hardpoints with U. So when I press U, out come my weapons. You can see some weapons there. Now I need to go find some canisters, I guess. You'll see them on the screen there. I'm guessing that that's one there. We'll just shoot at it. Looks like yes, it looks like I've just taken out my first canister. Now you can see by rolling around that up and down arrow, the up and down line on the radar changes around a bit. It seems a bit disconcerting at first. Whoa! That went really fast. I don't know if it was just me or whether it's just getting used to the controls or what there, but that just seemed to roll around very fast. I didn't realise that the acceleration was going to be quite that extreme. Okay, let's get some more canisters. There's the canisters in line there. Line them up. Let's fire. I'm not even hitting it. I don't get why I'm not hitting that one. Looks like I have no secondary weapons. Back up on that one. No, it's not allowing me to hit it. I don't know why. That one's allowing me to hit it. I must be shooting past it. Here we go. Now I'm starting to get the hang of it. If you're too close, I think the cannons just seem to shoot past it. You can see the lock when it. You see those two little dots that are locking on as I put my position on it. How many of these things do I have to go? 3 canisters remaining. Now I saw a little bit of a tutorial on the game, so I think this is using what they call gimbal lasers. Hence, you don't have to have your target fixed immediately on the target. You can just have in the general area, and the cannon will actually rotate a little bit to face the target you are trying to get. Here we go. Back up again, because I think we've got that issue happening again where we're too close to be able to target it properly. Just have to find my luck. That looks like, what have we got? One last canister, is it? Have we done all our canisters? That should be an objective completed. Yes! So that was the basic targeting. Now we get into some basic combat. This looks like this is where things start getting fun. That looks like the primary ship that was from the original game. That's the Sidewinder ship, I believe. And that's pretty much looks like the ship that you played in the original Elite game. That they've kept that tradition alive. And I think that's what I was using at the start of the tutorial as well. So I've got one new contact. So that looks like him there. So if I go to contacts and I go Sidewinder.
Shields offline.
I don't want to have my shields offline. I need to try and lock on to that ship. Now, sideways movement was always a little bit tricky. It was more a case of rolling up and down to be able to lock on. There's my guy. Engage my weapons. Oh, I've got some laser weapons. He's trying some evasive maneuvers to get away from me now. Now the weapons will overheat. Whoa. Now if I remember, there was an option to match your speed with your target. I don't know how to do that yet. Now my weapons are so overheated right now, but I'm really locking in on him. No doubt he's a pretty basic target. He's not being very hard to get away from. I have no idea how damaged he is right now, but he's pretty red, so I'd say a lot. You can see in the left side there is my target's situation. Let's speed up a bit to catch up to him. Now he's speeding up and slowing down and doing all sorts of stuff to try and evade me. So I need to slow up while I turn, speed up to track him, to catch up with him. He's going to return fire in a sec if I'm not careful. Looks like I hit him a couple of times then. And I've overheated my weapons again. I think I can increase power to weapons or something like that. Which is a little bit like the old original X-Wing game, where there's a little bit of transfer between shields, weapons and engines. Let's speed up a bit, catch this guy. Making some sort of trail coming out the back of him. I don't know if that's because he's damaged. Looks like 132 is currently my maximum. Yeah, he's shooting at me now. no way of telling what's my accuracy shots on this. Here we go. Getting in behind him now. You can hear the glass smashing as I actually do damage to him. What I'm doing, because I'm kind of trying to use my up arrow to go up rather than using my mouse. He hasn't really hit a shot on me yet, but I guess that's just because it's practice. And this is where I gotta roll and pull up. Getting a few hits on him again. Got him.
Target destroyed.
And that's how you defeat a target. That was quite a bit of a challenge. A lot harder. It's going to take a lot of work to get better at that. Okay, travel. Now we start to go from ship to ship, from site to site, remembering that this is a massive galactic map. And if you look at the tutorials on this game, there is something in the vicinity of 400 billion different places you can travel to. The whole basis of it is some areas are industrial, some are agricultural, things like that. I'm going from my original concepts of the game I used to play. Agricultural places, you buy agricultural goods really cheap, but they have a high demand for industrial items, so they are very expensive. You travel between them to trade stuff, and you make a profit. With those profits, you upgrade your ship. So, welcome to the frame shift training. Launch to begin. So again, we will go to launch. So obviously that's just going to take us to the surface straight away. We don't actually have to worry about that bit. It's just going straight into launch mode. That's nice to know. I'm thinking with the time it took to do that combat simulation that I might just do this travel one, and we might finish this video at that point there. So we'll just thrust, what's that, shame shift can only be used out of mass lock. So I'm thinking that's saying we can't frame shift until we're outside of the spaceport, basically. Makes sense, you don't want to go into hyperspace while you're inside a large vessel. Frame shift is effectively like a hyperspace, I believe. Because I know you go into hyperspace. There was an alien ship you used to be able to take on inside in the original game. Basically, if you got pulled out of hyperspace between locations, there were these really powerful, I can't remember their name, it was like Thorians or something, it escapes me right now. I don't know if they're in this game or not. Okay, use L to retract landing gear. Landing gear must be retracted to jump. There you go. So, now, we need to work out where we're going to. Press J to charge the FSD. Okay, saying we were mass locked, so I'm just going to fly away from the ship a bit. Try that again. Why does it say mass locked? Okay, I accidentally pulled out my weapons. I'm going to put them away again. Let's just see what the whole deal with the... I think we're just still way too close to that ship. And as a result, our mass is locked to it, or something like that. Let's just fly away. You can see it's behind me, pretty much directly behind me now. You can see it moving up and down a little bit as I move. The idea is I think I want to get it out of my radar or something like that. Let's work out what's going on there. Okay, bring the speed back down to 0. Now, over on the side there, I can actually see next to the fuel, on bottom right corner, you've got the fuel, and then underneath, mass locked landing gear cargo scoop. So, there's my landing gear out, back in again. I believe the end key, no, which key was it? There we go, home key, cargo scoop. That allows you to pick up debris that's flying around, so you destroy another vessel, you can pick up the items that fall off when you destroy another vessel. I think there's mining capabilities that you can actually catch minerals and stuff from mining operations using the cargo scoop as well. More importantly, you can see mass locked is no longer lit, so charging my jump drive.
Ready to engage.
Right, I'm now ready to engage. I need to know where I'm going to, which it really hasn't told me anything at this point, so I don't know where I'm heading for. So I'm just going to press Galaxy Map, System Map. No, just go to Galaxy Map. This is the galactic map. You get an idea of how big this thing is, and I think they're still working on making it even bigger. I don't know how we zoom in and out yet, so excuse me while I... No, that brings us back to there. I have to try and work out how to... I can roll it around with my mouse. Destination, here we go. So I select my destination. Cool. Exit. Engaging Super Cruise. Throttle up to engage. So if I throttle up,
4, 3, 2,
away we go.
engage.
You are now in Super Cruise. This allows you to travel in system. So I guess I'm heading for... Hyperspace is used to travel between systems. Enter the galactic map to select your destination. Dropping too close. Okay, I don't know what happened there. No idea. That's a planet right in front of me. You can see the shadow of it. That's pretty spooky. Right. So let's bring up the galactic map again. Let's select destination. Lock destination. Hang on. Engage hyperdrive.
Charging.
Jumping to destination. Now I don't know if destination is just a name or whether they call it that for the tutorial.
Ready to engage.
Align target with destination. I had no idea how to do that. How do I do that? Oh, there we go, destination. So we're aligning target with destination.
4, 3,
And away we go. Whoa, that's looking more like a hyperdrive. Very Stargate-like. Very pretty. Whoa, and that is a sun. Destination reached. Maneuver to avoid collision. Destination planet. Select destination station. Okay, so we've locked destination station. And we're heading for destination station. See, we're kind of speeding up still. Reduce speed on approach. So I guess as we get closer, wait until safe disengage is displayed. Slowed down, and what's happened? I just froze for a moment. I overshot my mark, so let's pull around again. There's destination station there. I guess we throttle back up again to try and reach it. What just happened? Submitting to interdiction. Whoa. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. Anyway. Saying that was it 170 days or something until I reached the destination. Okay, so if I 41 days, I really overshot my mark. I think someone's shooting at me.
Under attack.
Okay, let's see if we can deal with this guy. He's meaning business. But somehow I don't think I'm going to survive him. I shall see how I go against this guy. And then that will probably call it quits for this particular mission.
Warning, under attack.
I just wish I knew how better combat. He's pretty good because he's staying behind me. Here we go. Engage my weapons. He's got good shields.
Warning, under attack.
Way more weapon control here. And I think I'm about to get destroyed. This is what I was saying before, that the guy wasn't really attacking me. Well, this guy is. don't know if this is just my controls or what, but I'm having a lot of trouble locking in.
Warning, under attack.
I think I need to get my sensitivity sorted out. I think I've got it on a low sensitivity, which in combat is not enough.
Warning, under attack.
Plus at high speed you can't pull around, that's got a lot to do with it. Basically dogfighting chicken game with each other at the moment.
Warning, under attack. Shields.
Shields are offline again. Of course, I haven't got him set as a target, so I don't even know how fast he's going or anything, how much damage I'm doing. Yeah, see, I'm going flat chat, and he's just fired away from me.
Shields online.
Shields are back.
Warning, under attack. Shields offline.
So much for my shields.
Warning, under attack.
Yep, I'm down now. And that's how you actually get beaten in a combat. So, I'll go back to tutorials for the moment. I think I'll leave it at that for the moment. I'll go through a few more tutorials, get a bit more into the idea of how to do that combat, and I might return with another video sometime soon once I've got a little bit more control of this game. Until then, this is Craig DB signing off with the demo version of Elite Dangerous, the long anticipated release. Now, just before I finish, I will say there were other versions of Elite did get released. There were some ones, Elite, I think called Elite Frontier and Elite 3. They just, I don't know, just didn't have that same feel to it. Having played this has got very much the same feel to the original game. I do remember this kind of combat strategy. I'm just having trouble because in the old days there was no mouse involved, and I think my mouse is being a bit slow. It might just be that I'm still learning how to play the game. I'll do a bit of tweaking, I'll do a bit of playing, practicing, I'll see what actually comes out of it. And until then, I will see you again soon. Maybe you should go out and have a play yourself. Tell me what you think. Give me some comments below. Thanks.